Welcome back. This is Ray again. Uh, in this fifth video, I'm going to talk about what I do as far as analyzing the record keeping sheet after I've run a method test. I've switched workbooks on you because we only had 9 cards in the last one. That's really not that's not enough cards to make any kind of decisions as to which method is best and all that. So I switched to Arlington Park, which I have not been playing this year, but I noticed last year that the program did fairly well, so I decided to test it using the first 24 cards of last year and then testing so far this year. I think the testing this year included, it's fairly recent, August the 11th. So basically we tested. I didn't test the first 2 weeks of this year's meet, because I don't normally play the first 2 to 3 weeks of a meet, especially a long meet, because things are so inconsistent those first couple of weeks, with all the horses not having run on the track yet, and still arriving, new trainers and jockeys on the grounds and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can hit some big winners the first week or two, but most of those big winners, the vast majority of players are not going to hit those unless they're just strictly looking for big long shot horses to bet on, and that's primarily a luck thing, not a skill thing. So I didn't put the first 2 weeks, which included May 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 8th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So we're looking at about 8 race cards that I did not test. So I used the first 24 cards of the 2012 meet, and then I started with the 9th card of the 2013 meet and tested through August the 11th. And I tested all 11 methods and found the FVIV method to be the best method for my own preferences. I want a good mixture of, first of all, the number of plays, hit rate, and a return on investment / net profit. And FVIV for playing all 3 picks worked out best to my satisfaction at 7-2 odds. I also have a preferred method for a single pick, the top pick only, at any odds, and an exacta preference of the 3rd pick only over the 1st and 2nd pick. It's not a box, it's a wheel of the 3rd horse, or the 3rd pick, over the other 2. Not really a wheel. It'd be a modified box wheel is what I call it. In other words, you've got one horse on top and more than one horse on the 2nd row. Of course, if I had been playing this meet, I would probably be playing superfectas also, and I would probably use probably that same kind of ticket structure. I don't know if it would be the 3rd pick. I would probably be looking for more hits with the superfecta, and accepting a little smaller average payout relation-wise. I mean, yeah, superfectas are going to pay a whole lot more than exactas, So, but the hit rate is so low on superfectas, I prefer a little higher hit rate and a little relatively lower average payout. Uh, Typically I'm looking for, if I'm betting $1 superfecta ticket with multiple picks, I'm looking for $300 payout minimum. So that's where I'm at that on that. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to show you the results we got after testing in the FVIV mode for the Arlington Park card for 2013 through August 11th, I believe it was. Yeah, August 10th is the last card. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to record keeping. The first thing I do when I'm analyzing the record keeping sheet is I want to get an idea of I want to first of all make sure that one or two huge payouts are not skewing the ROI. And by big payouts, I'm talking about $100 payouts, $80, $90, $100 payouts. Double-digit payouts up to $50, $60. If there are several double-digit payouts, I don't consider that skewing, because that's what the program is designed to do, is to find horses that pay well because of our minimum odds, but we don't put an upper limit on how much we can accept. We don't have a slot, an odds slot or a payout slot that we stay in. We set our minimum odds and we'll accept any payout above that. But I don't want one or two real large payouts to give me a false sense of security about what the program might do in the future. So that's the first thing I'll do, is scan down through and look for huge payouts. You can see here in the third pick we had a $52. That's pretty big, but that's not unusual with the RS program. Right below that you have a $29.60. There's $18.20, $14.40, $10.20, $13.90, $30.20, $23. 15, 11, 22.40, 10, 20, 28, 11, 14, 48, 20, 13, 10, 27, 11, 69, 80. That's pretty big too. We've had 3 pretty big payouts so far, so we're still going to accept those. We're not going to say that those are what people call outliers. We're going to get those, and it's going to happen every meet. With what we're seeing so far, we're hitting a lot of double-digit winners, and the more double-digit winners you hit, the better chance you have of getting these bigger payouts. Here's a $44 payout. $10, $10, $10, $30, $35, $18.80, $15, $10.40, $14, and $10. So I don't see any huge payouts. That $69 one is pretty large, but we also had a couple of $40 and a $50 one. So that looks okay to me. The next thing I look for is consecutive winning streaks, whether on the same card or back-to-back cards. I don't care when it happens. The reason why I like to see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races hit in a row is because if you're using a progressive bet sizing method, like our bet sizing app, the more of those multiple hit days or multiple day hits that you have, the better chance you have of dramatically increasing your bankroll. Now, the reverse is also true. If you have long losing streaks, and I'm talking about more than 2 weeks, where you're just not hitting anything, that's something I don't like. You can still make money at those tracks, but trying to size your bets on a progressive system like we use is probably not the best way to go, because you end up, if you hit 4, 5, 6 races in a row and your bet size increases 4 or 5 times what it was before that, and then you hit a 2-week losing streak, you're going to lose all that profit a lot quicker than you would with a flat bet, unless you use some sort of a stop loss deal, some kind of criteria for signaling you that you need to decrease your bet amount because you're losing too much of your previously gained profits. So I'm looking for winning streaks, consecutive day winning streaks, and not only consecutive day, but hitting a good percentage of the races that we're betting in a certain time period. Now you can see this last week or so was not hitting a lot of winners. We had a couple of pretty good hits here, but this is really not unusual for this to happen, and it may happen 2 or 3 times during a long meet like Arlington Parks. You're going to have situations, whether it be weather related or a track opening up somewhere else and some of the horses moving from your track to that track and changing the environment of the track you're playing. That's going to happen from time to time. A lot of the times it's weather related. We can slip over here and we see that it was not weather related. They were all fast and firm, so that wasn't a problem. But as we go on down, you can see there's 3 races in a row, 1 loss in between. We had a double there, 2 losses in between, another double. No, actually that's a triple. 3 winners, 3 races, 1 in a row, and then 2 losses. Here's another double, another loss, another win. There's 2 races, 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then we had a little bit of a losing streak here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races in a row. That's not bad. That's to be expected. There's a triple. We lost 3 in a row. Another triple, lost 1. And here we had 5 in a row, 5 races in a row, and they were all on the same card. So we had a double, daily double. We had the first 3 races won, and then we had a late daily double, if they have that at Arlington. I'm not sure. That's the reason why I'm looking. Another reason why I'm looking for consecutive wins in a row is for the people that play picks. Pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, pick 6. Just to see if we can single some races and make some cheap bucks. Here's 3, 4, 5. There's 6, 7, 8, 9 races in a row. Now that's using all 3 picks, but look at some of the payouts: $28, $20. $10, $11. If you're playing exactas and trifectas, those are pretty good payouts. But 9 races in a row, that's not too shabby. And then only 1 loss before that and after it. And then there's a triple there, a single loss, a double, another double. We had a little slow down here, but still that's not unusual. And we had 3 in a row, 3 losses, a big winner there. single win, double win. It looks pretty consistent, about normal for most tracks. There's 4 in a row. There's a triple right behind it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row with a $35.80, a $30, and three $10 and an $18.80. All good payouts. $9.40 was the lowest payout we had there. I wonder if that was an off track. Yeah, we had yielding on the turf. That was probably not a dry fast track, even though it says fast. A lot of times it's not dry, it's just labeled fast, but that's okay. We want a method that'll hit those off tracks too, if possible. The first part, this would have been the third week of the meet, didn't do real good, and again, that's one reason why I don't like to play the first 2 or 3 weeks of a meet. But by the 4th or 5th week, things settle down, and then you start getting into what you can expect to hit. So that's what I do first when I'm analyzing record keeping. This looks good, really good. The next thing I do is move over here, and this is what we call the summary report, which is a summary of all 3 picks, both individually and as a combination. The left side, as you know from the previous videos, lists your first pick stats, your second pick stats, and your third pick stats. Let's look down here at the days of the week. Saturday, 22 3-to-1 or higher winners that we hit. 12 6-to-1 or higher winners. That's excellent. Thursday was not bad. 16 11. Friday's pretty good. Sunday's good. Wednesdays, I would not really want to try to make my living on Wednesdays at Arlington Park. I suspect there's probably a lot of cheap races, lightly raced horses, first-time starters, races that are difficult to find enough data to make an intelligent decision about. But starting Thursday, Friday, and going through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this track does really well. As you can see, our first pick ROI was 1.53. That's at any odds. And our third pick was at 1.19. The second pick did not make a profit, but still 0.88 is not bad. That's 12% loss. And if you're betting all 3 picks and you're getting a pretty decent rebate, say 5% or so, then you're betting more dollars, which helps you with your rebate situation by betting all 3. And this 0.88 is being offset by the other 2. So you're churning more money and using your rebate the way the pros use rebates. They bet lots of money, lots of bets, and get a lot of rebate money. If you're not using a rebate, I'm not sure if I would include the third pick. As you saw when we were going through the third pick races or picks, it had some big winners, but the hit percentage was so low. Yeah, it's 16%. I suppose you could bet first pick and third pick, win only, or maybe exacta box or something. But definitely the first pick. We're hitting 26.5% winners with the first pick only, and 53% profit, net profit, at any odds. That's pretty decent. Okay, let's move on over. Well, as you can see, we had 143 races that we played. That's a pretty good sample size there, 143 races. And to be that consistent from what we saw in our initial analysis of the races that we bet or that we played, and something like this, 1.53, that's excellent, excellent. Okay, let's move on over to the combined picks area. That's this area here, actually this top area. We had betting all three picks, possible picks, we had 429 bets. We bet $858 based on a $2 flat bet. $858, and we won. We got paid $1,030 for a profit of $172.80. Bet it based on $2 flat betting, and an ROI, combined ROI of 1.20. That's about as low as I want to go on a multiple pick method, betting method. 1.20, you get below that, you're flirting with that line between net term profitable and net term loss. Anything under probably 1.15 and below, I would not bet multiple picks. You're betting too many horses, and there's a chance that one good losing streak is going to wipe you out as far as being profitable. But 1.20, that's okay. You can do it with three picks there. Okay, we had 81 winning bets, 56% hit rate. Now that 81 winning bets, that does not mean 81 out of 429. That means 81 out of the number of cards that we had. So we bet whatever it was, 143 races. We bet 143 races, and of those 143 races, we won 81. Betting multiple picks, 56.64%. As you can see, the box exacta did okay. We had 38 hits, 25% hit rate, and a profit of $608, and that's based on a $2 box exacta. A $2 box exacta with three horses is a $12 bet. That's pretty costly, and to make profit at that is really good. Of course, trifecta again is a $2 trifecta. The costs just make that box trifecta too expensive, and you end up losing money there. I would again recommend not playing box anything. You're just betting more money and not getting enough coverage than what's optimal. I like to single a horse on top, and in the big races with the huge pools, I may put 2 or 3 horses on top, but I never ever bet a straight box ticket. I'm looking for more coverage on the bottom part of the ticket because it's easier to hit those second, third, and fourth place slots or positions. You need more coverage down there, I believe. In the winter, you're only looking at 2 or 3 or 4 horses that can win the race most of the time, anyway. So light on the top, heavy on the bottom. That's what I suggest. And that's what I play. Okay, going over to the. This is our minimum odds report. Again, this represents our ROI, number of bets or dollars bet, number of dollars paid out, and your ROI for any odds. Or actually, it's for whatever minimum odds you have set, and I have 1.01 to 1 set on the main page, so this is for any odds. 1 to 1 odds start here. 1 to 1 or higher odds start here. We had a 1.558, I believe, on the below 1 to 1. So 1 to 1 is a slightly smaller hit percentage, a little bigger ROI. And this is what I like to see. While the hit rate goes down as your odds go up, your ROI goes up, and that's normal. That's what you want to see. As the minimum odds go up, your profit goes, or your ROI goes up, but your hit rate goes down. That's normal. That's the way it ought to work. As you can see, remember I said my preferred win play was first pick only at 7 to 2 odds. Well, here's 7 to 2 odds, and that's the reason. Making 114% profit with the first pick only, and still hitting 22% of those. So every fourth race I'm hitting a winner at those kind of odds. That's good enough for me. I don't have to bet every race. Matter of fact, I refuse to bet every race at most tracks. And so I don't mind waiting around, you know. These kind of ROIs and a 1 in 4 hit rate, yeah, I can do that. Even the combined ROI at 3.5 to 1 or 7 to 2 is almost as good as what we had with a single pick, with the first pick at any odds. We had 1.5 something at any odds for the first pick only. Well, here we're betting all 3 picks, and we have a 1.48, almost 50% profit. And that is the best profit loss of all the combined minimum odds, $260.40. So my preferred play method would be 7 to 2. That's what I'm looking at. I'm hitting almost 50% with 3 horses and making 50% profit, and with 1 horse or for win, or playing a 1/2 exacta, you're looking at good money here, and decent hit rates. So that's the way as you can see, probably most tracks will drop off, the hit rate will drop off so drastically at the higher percentages or higher odds levels that you're just waiting around too long. And if you don't have a pretty good bankroll, you can run into some trouble there. The higher the odds go, minimum odds. Of course, the ROI, a lot of times it'll keep building all the way to 11 to 1 and higher, which it does here. 3.67, it's 261% profit. That's pretty hefty with a 16% hit rate. So about 1 out of 6 or so races. Of course, your ROI was not, your combined ROI was not as good. Well, yeah, it was 2.27. The other was 7 to 2 was 1.48. So yeah, it just kept going up. It's just that the number of hits that you get gets smaller and smaller as you go up. That's a personal preference. Now, if you want to play nothing but long shots, here's your deal right here: 11 to 1 or higher. Yeah, it'd be hard to beat that. Okay, that's pretty much the way I look at these. Every time I test a method, say FWC or FB or consensus or whatever method, that's what I look for, and I'll jot down things that catch my eye, On this one, the things that would catch my eye is multiple race winners, hitting multiple races in a row, and that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the best days to play. Of course, I'll go to the odds report and find what I feel like is the best bet for me, and I would jot that down. I'd jot down minimum odds of 7 to 2, and I would list the hit rate, ROI, and profit for each of the 3 picks, as well as the combined pick. And I would do that for each method. Just jot that down on a piece of paper. When you get done testing all the methods, you can look at those notes and then decide for yourself which method you prefer and which minimum odds you prefer. So that's basically it. Remember, when you do these, when you're testing methods, after you say this was the first method I tested, and after I analyzed it and jotted it all down, I wanted to test another method, all I'd have to do at this point is just go up here and close this workbook. And watch what happens. When I close it, I'm going to get a message that asks me if I want to save it or not. Well, I don't want to save it because I want it to revert back to the original database that I started with. So if I were going to continue testing with another method, I would click no and then reopen it, and it would be right back where I started the testing with. Now for me, I've already tested this track and I know this is the method I want to save, so I would click yes and save it. Like I say, when you go through all the 11 methods, you pick out the method you want, then close the workbook without saving it, and then go back, open it back up with your original database, use the method code that you picked out that you want to play, type that in for your method, and run it again, just like you did in the testing. Just run those cards again. When they get through processing, then save the workbook and you're ready to play live. You've got your method, you've got all the races in there, what it's done up to this point, and you're ready to play live with whatever method it is that you decided upon using. So if you're going to continue testing, do not save the workbook. If you've done all your testing and you know which method you're going to play, save the workbook, save your work after you've run that back into the workbook, that method. Don't save it before that, but you can close it out and go back and type that preferred method code in there and run the races again, and then save the workbook. Alright, I guess that's it for now. I guess in the next video we'll probably be talking about probably be live play, daily play mode, and I don't know if I'll get into the reviewing race cards with the results in that video or not. Probably not. I'll probably just make this one strictly daily play mode, and we'll go through the different rankings methods and the pass play notifications and all that stuff. So until then, I'll see you later. Bye.